Tottenham have pressed the emergency button, and the man walking through the door is not here to whisper. He's here to shake the room. Igor Tudor has agreed to take charge of Spurs until the end of the season, stepping in at a moment when the club is looking nervously over its shoulder at the relegation zone. And his first test? It doesn't get much bigger. A North London derby against Arsenal on February 22nd. That gives the 47-year-old less than a week on the training pitch before facing Tottenham's fiercest rivals. But if there's one thing we know about Tudor, it's that he won't waste time easing himself in. What kind of football can Spurs fans expect? In short, intensity. Lots of it. During his season at Olympique de Marseille, Tudor built a reputation for relentless pressing and physical demands. Players ran, constantly. His teams hunted the ball aggressively and attacked vertically as soon as they won it back. French journalists who watched him closely say there was no compromise. If you didn't match the work rate, you didn't play. Even creative stars weren't immune. At Marseille, the hugely talented Dimitri Payet found himself sidelined because he didn't fit the manager's physical blueprint. Tudor stuck rigidly to a 3-5-2 system in France, and it paid off. Marseille finished third in Ligue 1 behind Paris Saint-Germain and RC Lens, collecting more points than the previous season, despite having finished second the year before. The style wasn't always comfortable, but it was clear and demanding. Those who've worked around him describe a coach who doesn't try to charm anyone. He's direct, blunt, focused on physical standards and tactical discipline. Training sessions are intense, structured, and built around fitness and aggression. Why is he available? Tudor has been out of work since October 2025, when he was dismissed by Juventus, the club where he once made over 150 appearances and won 2 Serie A titles as a player. He initially returned to Turin as an interim boss in March 2025 after replacing Thiago Motta. Results were steady enough to earn him the job permanently after guiding Juventus to 4th place and Champions League qualification. But things unraveled quickly the following season. Tudor's approach, aggressive pressing, powerful defenders, fast wing play, and immediate forward passes after regaining possession, aligned with what the club believed was traditional Juventus DNA. However, tensions reportedly grew behind the scenes, particularly after the arrival of general manager Damien Comolli. Disagreements over transfers and squad control surfaced publicly. Tudor was open in press conferences, criticizing both recruitment decisions and player performances. The team slipped into an 8-game winless run. By the time he was sacked, Juventus were 8th in Serie A and struggling in Europe. His final league record stood at 8 wins from 17 matches, a 47.1% win rate. Strong start. Sharp decline. Swift exit. So why have Spurs turned to him? Context is everything. Tottenham wanted an interim coach, not a long-term appointment just yet. That immediately limited their options. They were looking for someone experienced at the top level, capable of managing big personalities, and committed to attacking football. Tudor ticked those boxes. At previous clubs, including SS Lazio, he has made fast starts. Lazio were unbeaten in the league during his first 2 months in charge. At Juventus, he lost only one of his first 9 games. Spurs also want energy back in their performances. After criticism of their style under Thomas Frank, whose final match was a 2-1 defeat to Newcastle United, the club sits just 5 points above the bottom 3. This isn't a long-term marriage. It's a short-term mission. Tudor's job is simple: stabilize the team, inject intensity, and steer Tottenham clear of danger. What happens in the summer is another conversation entirely. But here's the fascinating part: if his methods spark immediate improvement, Spurs may face an unexpected dilemma. Do they stick with the interim who delivers, or move on as planned? For now, though, the message is clear. Tottenham have hired a coach who demands sweat, discipline, and aggression. The derby against Arsenal will tell us quickly whether the players are ready for the shock to the system. Because under Igor Tudor, there are no half measures. Run, or watch.